This video, I'm going to go over, or I'm going to let you guys watch me fix my fragment caching, and I'll explain and go through what my process is, how the last implementation is not the best route, and how I remedied it. Some of the points you'll notice is that then my new implementation won't duplicate information, so I won't be filling up the cache with duplicate data. For example, my old implementation, you'll see, is I actually cached a user's feed. Now, lots of users follow the same people and have the same share posts rendered within that cache. So that would actually fill up really fast with really large objects, and it wouldn't be maintainable. Additionally, this is easier to be always up to date because it's an individual record, and then also it's easier to keep track of. But also because of my past design, and I didn't put this into consideration until the very beginning, until very later, because this whole project was a learning process. Keep in mind, I've only been learning for a few months, but you will see right away. And then later, I'm going to change my columns in all my tables to be a fixed length, so that SQL, and I'm not sure about Postgres, but probably the same thing, so they can have more efficient queries once databases start to scale. And I'll explain why that is later, but first we'll focus on fragment caching. Alright, you'll see that I am using numbers. The only reason is because I stopped paying for my 360 account. Okay, well, first I'll show you my last fragment cache. You'll see this one was at current user.feedIndex, which contained the cache of the feed. So that's why if you were to do a thumbs up or a post and then you just re-rendered it, if I didn't expire it for a few of the records, then it'd be the same old data. You wouldn't get it back even with a refresh. Now, there's also another problem too with this implementation that you see here. And this implementation means that once a object expires, like you do an upvote, right, and then I expire the feed, right, or something related to a share post and I expire all these feeds, it's not maintainable. But also additionally is when you do expire it, you have to re-render everything. Now these are, I think, maybe only 10 anyways, but still, that would lower the response time. Actually, in fact, well, no, I can't do that, but I would like to show you, one second. Hey, sorry about the pause. I actually had to change a few things. What I wanted to show you is the difference in rendering time. As you'll see right here, all these posts is a lot to render. There's a lot of relational data. There's a lot of unique situations. It's quite dynamic and unique to the user. And I would like to show you the difference in the console as it loads up using this bad version of users of feed index, and see how long it takes to actually render it the first time, and then when you reload a page, the render time. Okay. Rails S. Okay. Here we go. This is just old, so I'm just gonna actually, just in case. Okay, there we go. And we'll see how long that took. Oh, index. Okay, well, it took 268 milliseconds. So that's more than a fourth of a second. So that means it only every 4 requests is going to add up to a second. Okay, and then completed OK actually in 776 milliseconds. But this might be a lot of caching and upload that I do just on initiation of a server. I don't think it would take in production that long because of asset pipeline and all the compressed and already pre-compiled assets. But anyways, I'll show you again reloading it with the bad caching system. All right, and this time it loaded in 3.3 milliseconds. Think about that. That's a difference from 268 milliseconds to 3.3. And actually, the whole view actually took 98 milliseconds. Okay. All right. Now, let's say if I just remove this bad thing, because I have to anyways. So now it's just rendering the feed. So every time it's going to have to rewrite all this information. So what it has to do, it has to hit the database, get all this relational query information, and then render it, which is pretty large and complex. Okay. So yes, it took about the same time. Okay, now let's say I go here. All right, and then I go back right now. Reloaded it, and this time it only took 20 milliseconds. Of course, I guess a lot of it actually. There's not just this thing that's cached. There's this is cached. I forgot to mention other things, all other assets as well, and not to mention, I think there are some built-in features in Rails. I'm not 100% sure, but this probably took quite a long time to actually render because it's not just relational data or with includes, but it's also finding the top songs. You have to actually go through each record and compare and contrast and sort the SQLite or whichever engine I think comes default with Rails. All right, so now it's time. So we're going to leave actually this right here like this and go and actually cache. Oh wait, that's JavaScript. And actually cache each little piece. Okay, and I'll explain why there's some issues just because bad prior pre-planning. Okay, I wish I could just actually cache each song post. It's like, or I mean, each share post. It doesn't matter really what kind it is, because whatever's cached in it's whatever's cached in it. But I can't do that because certain issues you'll see right here. For example, post likes or dislikes. Now, as you can see here, there might be, I liked this one, and that's unique to me. It's not because it had just one upvote. It has nothing to do with that. It's just that if I am in that record of list of people who voted for it, and then it gives that styling to it. Okay. Anyways, regardless, so because of that, and I could rework it, and but that would take a long time. Anyway, so we have to do in more pieces actually, which is less efficient, but it's better than re-rendering it all the time. So feed avatar. So this is like the picture part. We don't want to always have to have that rendered. And that is a column right there. And you do end. Okay. All right. Now I can't do this whole column. I have to do only a portion of it. And as we're post cache post id.content, which will share it amongst many users. Where my last implementation, where you saw where it just shared my feed post, what happens is that I'm re-rendering a lot of this same and content from this share post is going to be in lots of different caches. It's very inefficient. So let's see here. I already did this, so it's post ID dot content. So that'd be I can expire all of these when something happens. But actually, one second, I'll. Sorry, I had to look up some syntax. I actually think that I should add an expires to these. Expires in, I don't know. It matters on the demand. I don't think very many people are going to use this app, so I'm going to do 40 hours. Maybe that should be actually, you know, well, because 40 hours is less than a day. Well, no, I mean, of course it's more than a day. I was saying it's less than 2 days, so it's not actually, you can't put like 1 day and then I don't know. But anyway, so I'm going to add expires to each of these. Here we go. Oh, got the comma. Okay, great. Just so that I won't have to do it each time. Post current user form with user ID. Okay, I think it all should be working together on this one. Comments, of course. Yeah, I guess I should still do the expires, even though since this is something that changes a lot whenever users post, it's less likely that it'll actually expire, which these will, because eventually I don't render on ERB, I use Ajax when it's old enough. Let's see here, expires in 40 hours, okay, great, end. All right, now for the content. All right. Okay, I think there's a comma maybe somewhere I'm missing. Okay, post ID content. What am I missing here? 1 second. Okay, I figured out what the little problem was right there. This comma right here at the end was in a different language. I sometimes use up here Chinese, and the comma is a different ASCII number, I guess, because I think it's in Unicode instead of the standard that programming languages use. Let's see here. All the way down to bottom of post, and I do not cache bottom of post because it has data that is very common to users. For example, the class. Now, I wouldn't actually. This is 100%. I could remove the whole part about like if it has that class or not, and then just with a request send to Ajax what posts that are available that I have that I voted on in the past, and then have JavaScript fill in to add class or jQuery, whichever I choose. I like both vanilla JavaScript and jQuery. They're both awesome. But anyways, okay, now comments. Now there's a comments form which is that is unique to the user because it has users actual picture. Oh, see this comma right here? That's in a different ask. It's not. I shouldn't say ASCII. I just know it's not. I know it's Unicode, and I know it's not whatever the standard default letters that we use. Assuming that you're European or American. Let's see here. Okay, at the end, does this, okay, great. I'm gonna put an end right here. All right, now, comments display. I can actually cache that whole part. Yeah, so for this whole comments display part, I can cache the entire thing. Obviously, this should be, once again, Unicode. All right. If, well, actually, I was going to say something like as if it was a tutorial, and um, but I'm assuming that you are a programmer as well. But if you're not, Unicode is different than, what I mean by Unicode is a different set of characters right here. Um, uh, so ASCII characters, the characters we usually use, um, have a character, the amount of data that for each ASCII character is only 1 byte. But a Unicode is actually like a more variable length. So more common characters and whatever set you're using, let's say Chinese, and you're using a common character, it's going to have like 1 byte potentially. And then if it was a really uncommon character, because the number of characters that you need to actually hold is much higher, then it's a bigger number. Or, I mean, it's more space because you need to require a larger number set. Apparently, I think I Wikipedia that, but if I'm wrong, let me know because I do not want to spread ignorance. Nor I do not want to sound like an idiot. So, but I think it's something around there. It might not be the exact situation. Anyways, once again Unicode. I gotta fix. I'm gonna get rid of this Unicode right here. Oh wait, maybe actually that's the problem here. The problem here is that it might be my text editor. Ah, man, that's terrible. Okay. Whatever my text editor uses a different code, like if in binary for these characters that we're using right here. So I'm going to take content again. I'm going to just pause this because you're going to get the point until I'll get back to more interesting stuff later. Okay, I'm back. I added the caches in all of these right here, and we'll see how it works out. So I'm gonna, oh wait, I forgot to set the server, Rails S, right there. Just gonna wait for it to boot up, compile stuff. Okay, not 3000, but /users. Okay, so look at all these read-write fragments. That's a lot, but it's all shared. So let's see here. So must be share post 375, and it's got the comments form with the user ID. Yes, okay, yes, I do need that. So yes, anyone besides the one with the user ID, that's like the only one that's unique to the user, each individual user. So this one duplicates a lot. But let's say here, like 355 comments. When someone else has that share post and is following that person, those 355 comments or ID of 355 comments will be rendered for them. It doesn't need to rewrite. So, and what was the total time? The index within the layouts, it took 17.3 milliseconds. Okay, let me load it again. Rendered users. Oh, must have cached and then rendered. Okay, well, anyways, it does save time a little bit. It's not the best implementation. Actually, if you're really worried about performance and hitting back databases, you don't want to scale out and have a lot of different servers. I would assume that you'd want to have a cached model record and only just send out the JSON and then have JavaScript rendered on that side, or like have JavaScript fill in some sort of template. 1 second, this video is about to end, and then I will show you the expired. And once again, hurting your eyes with this hideous users controller. I'm sorry. I'm a newbie to programming and Rails. I have not been doing this too long, but I will improve. That is a fact. Let's see here. Okay, now I have to expire these fragments. So let's see here. This is save song to user. That is not anything to do with the index. That is a show page. See here, share news post. Current user posts show. That's not related. User post show. Feed index. Well, we don't use this anymore. Actually, I could just delete it all. Copy. I still want to use the thing that said expire fragment, so I don't have to write expire fragment again. Okay, share song post. That just is not related because it's only when a change on the record is. I'm just deleting out the old expire fragment parts. See, user post show, user posts show, feed index, and as one destroy a share post. See, you probably won't see any of these expire fragments on an upvotes or anything like that. Okay. Let's see here, what else we got here? All right, so upvotes. That should be something. Oh wait, no, upvotes is not fragment cached because of the class I was telling you about. So we don't need to worry about that. And then I'm trying to think about where did I put comments? Well, it's probably in the comments controller. Okay, yeah, sorry. Comments controller. Okay, great. Let's look at where we got. So comment create. Good. All right. Sorry for the stupid variable names. I don't know. I have no explanation for that. Only that I just thought it was stupid. But anyways, let's see here. The comment. Okay, great. That is. Oh no, that's content. Comments. Great. So, expire fragment. This. And we're gonna want to have, which I've. Let's see here. Share post ID. So that comes as a string from JSON, so I don't need to do 2s. So params share post ID. There we go. Expire that fragment for the comments. It doesn't affect the other part. That might be the only part you need to actually expire. I don't think. Oh, when a user. So that'd be like if I'm caching this and a user changes their picture because I cached the user. I'll show you on this. So I cached this part right here. If I were to change this picture and then all the other users, when it's cached, that element, this is going to be a lot of fragments to expire. I believe there's a thing that's like a touch true, but this isn't actually, the user's profile picture is not actually in active record as something that is connected. Users is, but I guess maybe if the user's model changes a little bit, but then, well, I'll just do it this way. Let's go into, speaking of which, I should go into this JavaScript where you have the profile view and see which model, which function I wrote that changes the pictures. Okay, you add user avatar. It's at user/avatar. Okay, I have to go to routes and find that /users avatar. That's something I should change right here. Should be a slash here because this is. Oh crap! Damn it! Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't swear. one thing is I always forget that it doesn't actually keep it. I have to did a slash users avatar, or no, user avatar, no s. But what this just means is just from the root path, and then it seemed to work just fine. But I had to make sure I put that there so there's no issue with the matching the user's avatar. I'm sure it's just a regular expression. It just pops out from the params, but URL parameters. But whatever. Anyway, so this isn't a users. It's called user avatar. All right, users controller. Oh man. I'm sorry you have to look at this. I wouldn't. This is like months, like a month or two ago. So this is a habit I dropped, but I have a lot of other things I had to do before. Okay, let's see here. So Canvas, yeah. Why it's called Canvas MP3? I don't know if you see my other video, but I use the same S3 bucket that I was going to use for the MP3 recording of the Canvas, where I take the MP3 on the client side. I have it compress the WAV audio format into MP3 and then send it to Amazon bucket. And I just kept the name because I'm not using that anymore. And also, as I discussed in that video, that's not the best implementation because of possible inconsistencies at the runtime of the JavaScript and deploying the video. The audio. So, anyways, let's see here. User find params UI UDIU. Okay. All right. So we're gonna expire fragment. That's visitor avatar. Okay, and I'm gonna expire the fragment. Now this is going to be. Am I gonna want to do a look? Okay. Well, I guess that's what I'm gonna have to do. All right. So. Let's see here. Cache, comments, aha, user avatar, post ID. All right, this is how I'm going to fix this. And I'll show you right here. All right. Oh, it's going to be a expire fragment right here. Sorry, I didn't really plan think about this before. This is really just kind of improvisation. So you get to see how I code. Okay, expire fragment. Okay, that's how I'm not going to use that yet because first I have to get the right data. Okay. Let's see here. Share post dot where user underscore ID equals let's see here. Okay, it seemed to work just fine, I guess. For this, where I did params, I didn't have to turn it into a integer. So I guess I'm gonna try that first, and then if there's an issue, Okay. Anyways, I gotta pluck out ID. Hold on, did I spell that right? Pluck. Okay, I did spell it right. I guess it didn't get highlighted. Oh wait, it never does that. Okay, different languages on Sublime Text get highlighted differently for different things. Okay, so anyways, this will be the array of IDs that are related to this share post IDs related to this user. So I go let's see here, share fizzle. All right. I've read about actually Ruby, and they have really good mapping built-in algorithms and structures. Okay, each do. Oh, I forgot to do. Let's see here. Let's say CC. Okay, I'm gonna indent that, and I'm gonna put another end right here. Okay, I really should. No, I'm not gonna. Well, I'm gonna do it. Sorry. If you guys do know or happen to know a more efficient method of doing what I'm doing right here, please let me know. And if it's that touch thing, because it's not 100% nested, I'm not so sure. I don't know. So let's see here. See, I don't need to do ID. There we go. And then that's just going to expire all the fragments that had this guy's or girl or whoever picture. All right, I think that's all I need actually for this. And a lot of them, of course, you see expires after 40 hours because honestly, this website's probably going to get maybe like a dozen people every day, probably less. So performance doesn't even mean anything. I'm just doing this so I can learn it. Now I will go and show you how I'm going to change the columns for MySQL. What are some other points I would like to point out? Okay, the point I was going to make actually has nothing to do with what I just talking about. I guess the issue was me explaining one of my problems with Rails, but I actually really like Rails. At first, I didn't like it, and that's mainly because of all these magic methods and black boxes. But as I started to learn it more and started to delve in and see like their methodologies, I mean, I'm extremely impressed, and it's really an amazing framework. It's just too bad that whenever I try to figure out or look up like how something's done, it's always like a quick fix, like, oh, install this gem, or use this or that, and they never explain why. A lot of these tutorials that you'll see or read about, they say put in like has secure password, which is a key that's like parsed out, and then that is actually connects to a method that would in Rails that it makes sure that it puts in the salt and then does the I believe what kind of secure hashing it is. I think it's actually I can just look at my gem file. I forgot the name, but it's just off the top of my head. Bcrypt, yes, and it encrypts the password and it gets rid of the actual password just in case someone hacks in your database, and then they only have this key. That took a lot of time for me to research and figured out how that actually worked. Before, I didn't understand, like it didn't make any sense to me, so I just write a sentence to me. But now I know it's just like when I'm putting in a cache like this. Let's do a Rails console. Sorry, it's really slow. Rails.cache.fetch. Let's put in a thing, a little parameter. Now, obviously, it's not from the cache. It's the parsing through to whatever engine the engine they wrote for Rails, I guess. Mustard, and then we'll see that's going to be nothing, nil. Okay, great. Now I'm going to put in something right there, a value like beard, mustard beard. Okay, great. Now if I do this, beard, great. So it'd be like has it would actually like has password or has unique password, and it would actually point to I guess a method that would actually end up doing that bcrypt and making sure everything is secure for you, which is great because newbies like me won't have some huge security flaw, even though my website wouldn't have anything that I don't even require you to have your own email, because I decided not to do the active mailer authentication, because I know that people are going to come in and I don't want them to have to be faced with the choice of doing that. Anyways, I'm going to go to the next part about the column sizes and fixing it.